Hello friends, today we'll look at the photoshoot which was inspired by Daredevil from the series. I'm a big fan of the Daredevil series. This is a best thing that Marvel has done in the serial genre. I decided to realize a photoshoot with a little story of this hero. We needed to find a classic suit and red glasses. It wasn't hard. I came up with a story about a lawyer who works. Then he hears a cry for help on the street, fights with himself, and they decided to help and turns into a superhero. Daredevil is associated with the color red, so I limited the number of colors to red and its opposite, blue. At first it was important to us to show the usual life of our character. In this room there was a red sofa, which of course I used. I used a constant LED light and a typical softbox modifier. For small red highlights on the left I used my own small RGB panel. I make this shot just by changing the angle, but I concentrated the focus on his hand. Our hero is blind, it was important to show it. Then our hero moves to the window and tries to hear the sound. We filmed the scene in another room and used RGB panels and light sources. One is red, the other is blue. Another light source concentrated lights on his face using an optical spot by Godox. Then our hero decided to help. It was important to me to show this movement in dynamics by taking a picture from the bottom point. The contrast created by different light sources further emphasizes such a graphic aesthetics of the comics and series. The next stage of the shooting was the transition from the usual image to the image of a superhero, and I decided to express it through a close-up by focusing on his glasses. The silhouette was important for me, so I placed an LED light above his head and highlighted the eye area with a narrow band of lighting using a Godox optical spot and red filter. Another interesting frame. The hero took the light panel in his hands so that the lights came from below and slightly raised his head to get such distorted facial features and harsh shadows. The hero stopped being a lawyer and has now become a superhero. He throws away the papers he's been reading and turns into a different person. It was easy to photograph this shot. I set up a light source to illuminate Daredevil and the pieces of paper that he would throw. In this case the background would remain dark. I directed the red color from the optical spot to the face area. He took a few shots. I shoot from a tripod. This gave me ability to merge frames during editing using Photoshop. There is a time left for last shot, when he comes to the rescue of the man he heard at the beginning of the story. Here I originally wanted to show not just the final transition of the hero from one role to another, but also the graphic from the comics based on light and shadow. I asked the model to stand in doorway and set the flash to the side so that it would give us a very bright and pointy light to recreate a long shadow. I choose the angle by recreating a slight slope. This technique is called the Dutch angle. There was no frost frame in Photo Studio to recreate the white space, but I realized this in Photoshop. I decided to paint over the space behind with a brush. Friends, thank you for watching this video to the end. Subscribe to the channel, click the like button. Have a nice day and see you in the next videos.